You better get this party started. Come on, because I'm welcome into the Warzone Sports Network. I am your host, Tony Tucker, joined by Joe Morley and Scotty from Fantasy Football Wish List. Joe, are you getting the music queued up? Because I have something that I don't have anything. So please just play the music.
Hit it.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
You know what I noticed? Go ahead,
Dolphins,
Scotty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to kick off the show with depression, and hopefully we move our way up. Dolphins cost me a ton of money on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, man. Oh. Was it the Dolphins that cost you money, or was it MVP Lamar Jackson that cost you money?
I had Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown in 2 leagues, and I'm just watching them go. They're leaving the middle of the field open. It's just open. Ike just dump a slant. Come on, man.
Hey, Jen, did you hear that? It cost them a lot of money.
Trust me, Amazon. I know Amazon's costing me a lot of money too, Joe.
And welcome
Jeff
to
Bezos by the Washington football team.
Family Therapy on the Warzone Sports Network. That game was absolute garbage. It was the kind of game, the only game the Dolphins are going to be able to win this year. And I hope they are flexed out of any primetime games they have left going forward. I do not want to see the Dolphins on purpose. If they come on the red zone for a play or two, fine. I don't want to see the Dolphins on primetime for the rest of the year. It's horrible. The Ravens, I guess, they're welcome back. It's Lamar Jackson. Hopefully that could be different. That's hilarious. You already put that comment on the screen from the wife right here?
Yeah, the diapers.
It's diapers doesn't fit there. I don't think. Therapy starts in an hour, Jen.
The Ravens were my survivor pick this week. And so guess what? I'm done. And I'm just watching it, and I'm sitting there watching Lamar, and I'm the only – I guess I'm – because I had to go out of town. I'm the only one in the bar that's watching the game. I'm guessing because everybody else is playing trivia night, and they have the game on and no sound, and I'm like, and I'm yelling, and people just looking at me like, what happened? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm watching the game. But he's like missing – holy crap. He's missing wide open people.
Bodo's
is legendary for the icon and for his extremely kind gifts here at the Warzone Sports Network. And now we know Bodo's a Steelers fan.
That's good.
So good, Bodo. Before you leave or run off, I'm not sure what's happening with your day, but Mason Rudolph starting today for the Steelers. But they get the Lions. Is there the only better team is if you drew like the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Like that might be the only better option this week to draw. You don't get Big Ben. How are you guys feeling about playing Deontay Johnson and Pat Freiermuth and stuff because I know Claypool's out. Is anybody thinking about playing possibly James Washington? What do you guys, Scotty, what do you think about this?
Freiermuth, with the new quarterback, Mason Rudolph's been around here. Hopefully no helmets are thrown at his head. But, Freiermuth, he's on pace to get another touchdown in a row for how many consecutive weeks? He's a safe throw. This game's going to be ugly, man. I'm avoiding it. I have Hawkinson and Freiermuth. I was going to play him with Big Ben playing, but I'm going with Hawk against the tougher Steelers defense just because He's definitely the big man there. I would avoid this Steelers offense altogether. Oh, I apologize. Najee Harris is. I apologize. Najee Harris is going to be handed the ball at least 80 times today. Najee Harris is going to go off.
Yeah, you got to play Najee and you got to play Deontay, but it's more the Freiermuths and Washingtons. I wonder if we'll get any questions about that in the flex. It's not a huge week for buys. I mean, you weren't starting a lot of Giants and you weren't starting a lot of Bears. So you probably had things figured out before that. But if the Steelers win this game, it's going to add credence to TJ Watt being the best player because he's going to have another 3-sack game, fumbles, turnovers to the offense for them to win. I just don't see Mason Rudolph, as bad as the Lions are, moving the football. So it's going to be a defensive game. Maybe Minkah Fitzpatrick on the show this week. The Rooney Tunes guys predicted the hot take was Minkah Fitzpatrick pick 6 to the house in this game.
I got to say, Detroit, too, lost at least 3 or 4 games by less than a field goal. Like, they've been in some games. And I know the Steelers' defense is awesome, but this is a week where, I wouldn't be surprised they pull off an upset here. People could be opening their eyes, but no one thought Washington was going to beat the Steelers last year when they were undefeated. This is a week where, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, my God, Detroit beat the Steelers. This is the time that Detroit can take advantage of it. I don't see it happening, but wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Well, they've been close. The Lions have been close all year. Really, they haven't got a lot. Against the Eagles was their worst game. So and I don't trust Mason Rudolph at all. And so when I saw him, I was like, yeah, I'm not starting any of my Steelers, and I feel bad for anybody starting them. Tony, you know me, I want to see Dwayne Haskins in there. Let's go. Get Haskins.
You guys saw me in the Warzone Sports. I picked up Haskins. I said, hey, maybe for some reason everybody jumps on Rudolph. Maybe Haskins gets the start, but clearly 50-50, 100% wrong. So.
But Bodo, in Bodo's comment right here, it says he doesn't see where there will be any big change in the quarterback play.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that statement. Before we move on, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but COVID, or did Dan Campbell get to him and bite his kneecap off? I want to see the lower extremities of Big Ben because, as we all know, Campbell let it be known what kind of team they were going to be, and this is an awfully late positive test. In all seriousness, hope Ben gets better, gets back on the field, and we see the Steelers, grinding out wins in Ben's final season there. I hope it is. I can't watch one of my favorite quarterbacks go out like this.
Because after Thursday night, that division's wide open because Baltimore sucks.
Oh,
yeah.
My.
And the Bengals aren't ready either. I don't see the Bengals just running away with the division, even though they're playing better than I thought they would. It's not the Bengals are just going to come out of nowhere and win 12 games this year. I don't see that. They're going to 9-10 wins is a great season for them.
Bodo.
Yes. Bodo is in he's a silent investor.
Yeah, Bodo's
the
silent partner that comes out. Yeah, what happened to Dwayne Haskins? That's what we're asking. I want Dwayne Haskins. I'll put my Haskins. Don't make me put the Haskins shirt on. Don't make me do it.
We drafted Haskins, and I hated Haskins, but I think Haskins is a better shot at winning than Rudolph is.
I agree. Mason Rudolph has never shown any. He got benched for Duck Hodges, who's not even in the league anymore. Mason Rudolph is bad. I think that there's some people in the world, I just assume that they have a little file on their hard drive of horrible things about people. And they're like, hey, Rooney, I know what you do on the weekends. And he's like, oh, excuse me, Mr. Rudolph, what are you talking? He's like, check this out. And he shows it and he's like, you have a job for at least 5 seasons. How is Mason Rudolph still playing in the NFL? He's never done anything.
No, and Haskins looked good in the preseason. I understand it's the preseason. I understand he's not going against the first team reps, first team on the other side. I understand that. But, he was making good decisions, which I've never seen, and he's better than Mason Rudolph. I would have thrown Haskins in the game. Wish list was anything.
If you invest, go ahead, Scotty.
I got my home is where the heart is. I just wanted to be a little more, compassionate to my viewers. I heart all you guys.
If you have invested this time in Dwayne Haskins, why wouldn't you want to see if possibly you could go into next season with him? Like, that was one of the predictions I had at the beginning of the year, was when was Tomlin going to have that difficult conversation with Ben and sit him down for a week and say, like, hey, I might not we might not know which direction we're going in quarterback next year. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But this makes it so they don't even have to have that conversation. They could have put Haskins in. We got updates coming in. Jonnu Smith out today.
Oh my God. I gotta make some changes in Warzone. I'm Jesus Christ. These moves, my God, these last minute injuries are killing me. And the fact that I'm upset that Jonnu Smith is out, that tells you how deep that league is.
Yes. Oh man.
We had Bodo, now we have Boda. Boda.
What's going on, James? It worked out perfectly. Cleveland's back. Now that we got OBJ out of there. Cleveland is back. My favorite Browns fan.
Should I start? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Should I start Pitts or Hawk? I saw this question come up a couple times. I don't want to keep ignoring Jakey the Snaky. He's been a good follower for us. I actually would start Pitts versus Dallas. Pittsburgh's only shot to win this game is their defense, and you got to contain Hawkinson and Swift. Atlanta surprisingly has been putting up points and winning games, so I would go with Pitts over Hawk.
And I would still start Gibson in my flex. I'm doing that in a league too, where I have Gibson in the flex. I know it's going to be a tough matchup there, but maybe that means that they have to give him the ball a little bit more in the passing game to get him going. And Hawkinson, if you're Mike Tomlin, why aren't you putting Fitzpatrick or double teaming Hawkinson the whole game? Like, right. Are you afraid of Khalif Raymond? You shouldn't be. If you are, you have bigger problems. So you're keying on DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson all game.
Yeah, that's my point. And also, Jakey, be careful with Gibson too. With passing downs, it's going to go to J.D. McKissick.
Well, that was part of the question. Who would you want him to start there? Hawkinson in the flex or Gibson?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to pick Pitts over Hawkinson or Gibson. Go with your two tight ends. I'm fading away from Gibson now, and I'm a Gibson owner, and it's you don't wish injury on anybody, but I wish he would just rest his injury, knowing that we're out of the playoff contention. That just let Jared Patterson play.
Yeah, I definitely see that argument. And I think we're going to see a lot of teams having to make decisions like that coming up soon. Saquons and CMCs and stuff like that. Like, if Cam can't find a phone booth, which you can't because they don't have them anymore, Carolina falls out of the playoff race. And there's a couple other situations. The Giants are never going to be in it. Sorry, Same Old Sports, but it's horrible there. I know you guys got to win, and you should feel good about that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel good about it. It'll be a great team.
Yeah, no, the bottom of that division is a joke. And sadly, I think Washington is even higher than the Giants because in long term, I think Washington has a brighter future. Giants are in a complete mess right now.
Yeah.
Early morning inactives. Let's see. Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Eli. Let's see. It's going through all the early morning ones. Of course, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, Jonnu Smith was on there that you guys just mentioned.
And it's crazy, these big names, too. Kamara,
of course. We talked about Alvin Kamara yesterday, and I told you, I'm telling you, Mike, or Tony, it's a bigger injury than they're letting it go. So if you have AK in fantasy football, you better be looking for something long term. That's about it.
Now, I have a question. You saying something long term? Do you do Kamara for a Chubb?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yes.
You would?
I would.
I just have a hard time trading away Alvin Kamara unless they tell me, like, the one report I heard, I think it was Stefania Bell, and one of them was talking about how this is going to affect his balance and lateral movement and stuff, and that's a big part of his game. So that kind of freaks me out a little bit about Kamara. But I don't feel that much better about Chubb. Chubb's also missed games in each of the past 2 seasons with injuries. So it's like it's such a delicate situation, fantasy football.
I have Mark Ingram as Kamara's backup, so I have the Saints running backs. But of course, like Joe said, it's a knee injury, so it's tough. I mean, is it an injury that he can fight off for the rest of and just have something done after the season? Or is this like a Gibson where it's not going to get better? It's just going to,
Oh, we hurt TD's feelings.
We did hurt TD's feelings. We didn't do the TDs.
We didn't. TDs.
We
did. TDs, I'm sorry.
We love you, TDs.
Yes. I couldn't get through life without TDs. So there's been a couple James Robinsons. Joe, you're on mute. There's a couple James Robinsons comments in here that's saying he's active, he's playing today. I have James Robinson. I also have Ramondre Stevenson. Would you play Stevenson over J-Rob because of the heel injury?
Well, you're a Damian Harris owner. I'm not a Damian Harris owner. So Patriots running backs are so frustrating. Is Damian Harris like? What's his volume each week?
So he's usually around 15 to 18 carries. He's not involved in the passing game. Stevenson has been involved in the passing game a little bit more, but that's because he wasn't playing that Damian Harris role. Now it may go to a bigger workload for Bolden, but me sitting here trying to forecast what it's going to be like for the Patriots running game, you sound like an idiot. You sound like the weatherman, in an area with temperamental weather. Like, it's going to be sunny today, and then you open the window and it's raining outside because it's the Patriots. You never know what they're going to do with their running backs and how they're going to deploy them each week. But I don't like playing running backs with foot injuries, and then he steps on the first carry, and then it's like James Robinson's out, and we're going to see Carlos Hyde's, Urban Meyer's BFF run the ball 15 times today. It hurts.
It goes back to the old saying, you start your studs. Like, you have to play them.
Yeah, I lean towards that, and I avoid the Patriots running backs because I have no idea who's going to be the guy each week.
How many people made the mistake last week with David Montgomery thinking he was only going to be a part-time running back and not going to come back and do a full load, and he came back and tore it up? Do you want to make that same mistake with James Robinson?
I do.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. I don't know if I passed that test, but I do.
I'm going to answer the question below. Russell Wilson is finally off IR. Should I start him and keep starting Matt Ryan for another week? I'm going Russell Wilson. Just like Joe said, start your studs. Lockett and Metcalf have a complete boner right now. So start Russell Wilson.
Oh, I'm so happy for Russ to be. I need Russ and Metcalf to just go on a tear in the NFL. I need like 15 touchdowns down the stretch from these two right here.
I would start Russell Wilson too.
I would start Russ. Yes. Big game. I think it's going to be. I didn't hurt his feelings. I didn't really hurt his feelings.
Yeah,
same old sports. You don't have feelings. You don't have feelings. Same old sports.
When you say realistic things about the Giants, it sounds like you're saying mean things.
Because they're lies.
J-Rob or Cole Beasley? Who you got started out of those two?
J-Rob or Beasley? Oh my
God. I'm going Cole Beasley. I'm sorry. I feel like here's my problem with James Robinson, and maybe this is going to make things blurry, but I'll put it out there. Urban Meyer doesn't seem to like James Robinson. Like, for whatever reason, he wants to keep Carlos Hyde involved in the game plan. The Colts defense, the best part about it is their ability to stop the run. So, like, I'm streaming Trevor Lawrence in a league just because the passing part has been their weak side. McKissick season. Mike is clinging to any chance he has to beat me in the war zone of attrition today. And that's what he's
or Sutton over J. Robert Beasley.
Oh, yeah, Sutton.
So I didn't see that one till I know. Patriots running backs are the most unpredictable factor in all fantasy. That being said, they'll still be building off the run this week. Yeah, but which running back do we take? Do we take J.J. Taylor? Do we take Stevenson? Or do you take Bolden? Which one? Because they're going to be building with all three of them.
Yeah, or Rex Burkhead's going to lead Houston and just run for Patriots for some reason.
Yeah. This whole week, he's just Tom Hanks across the country. I'm coming, Bill. Run, Rex.
He runs through the stadium into another stadium.
Yeah.
Who was that? That was Rex Burkhead. He's still running.
Steven.
Good morning.
Singletary.
Which Bills running back should I play? Singletary or Moss?
Moss
You
is
play
hurt.
Thurman Thomas because I don't want either one of these guys. I have Moss in our league, King of Lions league, and I'm starting Kenyon Drake over him. I know that he's back and healthy, and I get that ESPN wants to lie to me and tell me he's projected for 13 points today. I'm not falling for that one again. They keep projecting Kenyon Drake at 6 points, and then he gets 18 every week.
I'm trying to look up Moss real quick. I'm not too good with my fingers right here. My wife's not going to be happy about that. Hold on a second. I think Moss, I'm playing Singletary over Moss this week because I think, he had a concussion. Oh, he's active. Oh, crap. God damn it, he ruins everything. I hate when these guys are like, I'm out, and then last minute they're like, well, we're back. And you're like, fuck! Now I got to make a decision. Still go Singletary. Go Singletary.
Yeah, I would. If that was my choice, I'm going to go with Singletary too. Moss wasn't really involved in practice all week. It is the Jets, but the same thing we thought last week. We're like, they're going to play the Jaguars. They're going to get up big and they're going to run Moss, and then Moss suffers a concussion. So it's like, I don't know.
Okay, that's the thing about having Aaron Jones is sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. And it was Jordan Love's play, but it's also just sometimes it's the game plan that they have in Green Bay that makes them play bad. I want to let you guys laugh at this one. This one made me laugh right now. I just read it off screen, but here you go.
All right, I start Russell Wilson, but just to let you guys know it costs you. My God. He's $49.99. I love it, dude. I gotta say, Bodo does have the funny comments, man. All right.
Yeah, he comes with it.
He's witty.
Hey, at least he's being honest with you. You give me shitty advice, I'm taking it back.
Oh, Tony, I deserve an apology. I saw that, Aaron. I deserve an apology, Tom.
What did I do?
That Aaron Jones comment. I told you Love was going to have under 10 fantasy points last week.
Was that me?
Was it you? Am I yelling at the wrong person, Tony?
Oh,
yeah, that's why Mikey left. Mikey's not going to the game today. Mikey's supposed to be on the show because everybody laughed at me when I said Love would have under 10 points. Mikey left.
I don't know if I laughed, but I definitely thought against the Chiefs defense it would be better than what he put out there. So you know what, Scotty, you were right about that. With 1,000 butterfly kisses.
Yeah, I like it. Well, so last week, the Jordan Love situation, it was a terrible place for him to be in and start and whatever, but it just confirms the Packers are screwed next year, in my estimation. Yes. You're feeling what Washington feels. Without Aaron Rodgers, you guys are nothing.
Yeah, nothing. They'll have a solid defense, but I can't see, unless they franchise tag Devontae Adams, which is not a Packers move, really, to franchise offensive talent. Felke, Joe, you want to read this?
Who's the best running back? Javonte Williams.
Easy.
Yesterday on Fantasy Football Speakeasy, we were starting the hashtag free JW.
Easy. Yep. Javonte Williams is going to be a second-round pick next year in fantasy, and he's going to be a solid running back for you. He is this year's Jonathan Taylor.
I think this is the final year of Melvin Gordon's contract, I believe, with the Broncos, which is why I was a little shocked they didn't try and trade him. But they're sending mixed messages with the Broncos. It's like, how do you get rid of Von Miller for picks, but you don't get rid of Melvin Gordon? Like, you want the young linebackers to play in Denver. Why not let the young running backs play? You got young receivers all over the field.
And did you see that? Did you see that the Saints did call the Broncos about Teddy Bridgewater as well?
Oh no, I didn't read that.
Yeah, but like I said, it's hard.
True.
You're the fourth best
I
team in your division.
I bet it's over.
I bet it's 400. But yes, he's headed in the right direction. The Washington football team is in one of those situations I don't envy. It's Tom Brady frustrated with how people last saw him on the field against the Saints off a bye week. I listened to an interview and he's like, this is year, 97 for him? And he's like, we had a tough week at practice. People weren't on the same page with stuff. I'm like, bro, you have 7 Super Bowl rings and you're worried about a Wednesday practice because Tyler Johnson was running the wrong route. This is why he's got 7 Super Bowls. Yes. So just to make sure, Sutton over Beasley over J-Rob. That should be the new password to get into the speakeasy. Sutton. What is this password this week? Sutton or Beasley over J-Rob?
So yeah, Scotty said take Sutton over both of them.
Yeah. Yes. And I agree. I don't know if Beasley's if the Bills are who everybody keeps telling me the Bills are, this game should be like 40-7. But maybe Mike White does legendary things again.
Now, I have a question. I don't know if it's around by you guys. I live in the New York area, and I listen to Sports Talk Radio, of course. They got Mike White as the starting quarterback, even when Zach Wilson comes back. Is that going around by you guys too?
What is?
Because we're hearing about the defensive coordinator for the Jets and rumors in this area. Mike White is like the dude, and the team is behind Mike White. Like Zach Wilson's getting pushed aside. So this is Mike White's team as of what's on Sports Talk Radio the past 3 days in the New York area.
So originally Saleh came out and said, after he had the great game 2 weeks ago, and made a comment saying this is our guy or whatever it was. And then he walked it back a little bit in other comments, but he wants him to start or play or whatever. I think if anything, just to create competition for Zach Wilson, just to say, hey, if you do want this job, you need to get your shit together. You need to get your feet under you and make good reads and good throws down the field. He has to create some sort of you're not just getting this because you're blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and the second overall pick. You're going to earn it.
They're going to mess him up mentally, though. He's going to be mentally effed.
Then he's weak and he shouldn't get the job to begin with. Because if you don't like a little competition, that's what the NFL is. He's in a draft class where forever he's going to be linked to Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Mac Jones is already outperforming him. Imagine if the Jets had Mac Jones at this point and you had a guy who was playing this well. I'm not going to lie. I was really wrong on Mac Jones. Really, really, really. Not that he's amazing, but his ability to read the defense is better than some of these guys that have been in the league for 3 or 4 years. You're like, oh, he just makes the right choice and he's not turning the ball over.
Is it fair to say that back then you didn't want him and now he's hot, you're all on him?
Mac Jones right there.
Best ever MVP.
Wait, why are people sending me stuff on anything?
I don't know.
Send it to
I got Hines, Johnson, Peterson, and Mitchell. Which 2 running backs should I start today? I'll take the flyer on Adrian Peterson.
Oh, Mitchell.
I've been hearing a lot about Elijah Mitchell.
Well, I would rather give you my personal cell phone number than have to look for things on Instagram.
Go ahead.
Here's my social number. You ready? It's 1.
Wait, hang on. TDs, I'm not opening these. This looks like a child in the photo, and it says I have to request tap to see blurred images. I'm not tapping on this. You send it somewhere else. I'm not tapping on this.
And the cops are going to Tony's house. This is unbelievable. But
Yeah,
this is great.
This looks like a kid in the photo. TDs, is this you at like 14? I'm not tapping on these messages.
Instagram blocks them until you hit accept.
Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then my cellmate's name is going to be
Bubba.
Bob. Big Bob.
It's a child porn. Who's John? Now, who's Johnson? I got Hines, Johnson, Peterson, Mitchell. Who's he talking about? Johnson, David.
Okay, TDs. I got it. Here we go. What the fuck? Oh, there.
Bono, we need a little bit. Who the other guys? What's Johnson?
Oh, is it
Tyler Johnson
or Cleveland's Johnson? Is it
the guy from? Because I don't know.
I would go Dearness, Johnson, and Mitchell. If that's the Cleveland Browns running back.
Yeah,
I would start AJ Peterson.
Well, he's talking about what other Johnson running back is there?
David.
If you're thinking about playing David Johnson, we've failed you in this fantasy wake up community. It's got to be Dearness. Play Dearness, and I forgot who the other one was, but I agreed with Scotty.
Scotty, are these good survivor picks right here?
Cowboys. Listen, I picked my 3 survivor picks this week. Ravens. I'm 0 for 1 already. But no, I have the Cowboys in my suicide pool over Falcons or Chargers over Vikings. Cowboys over Falcons. I have the Cowboys in my suicide pool.
Let's go Falcons.
We'll both cry together.
Should I put Hines in one of my flexes over Stevenson?
That's the same player.
I think you're screwed either way.
The same player. You literally have the same play, and they're going to have the same fantasy points after this week.
You're hoping from a big play for either one of them, so it doesn't matter where you go. RC Productions. After today, the Pats will be over in first place. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we did hot takes, and somebody did say the Patriots would win the NFC East, right, Tony?
Who said it?
Oh, I think we both did then.
I was the only one who had them winning the division at 12-5.
You don't remember my hot takes?
Oh, I don't remember.
Two hot takes. 1, Derek Carr wins the MVP, and 2, Patriots win the NFC East.
So you're 1 for 2. That's good. It's not bad for hot takes to go 1
I know.
for 2.
If the Patriots was just getting first place, I'll be 2 for 2.
Nobody believes that.
No.
J Love is in my shit gracious.
I didn't think it would be that bad. I really didn't.
4 other teams passed on Mac Jones in the draft. Do you think remember when we were making fun of the 49ers for saying Mac Jones could have gone number 3 and they traded all that for Mac Jones? You think they're regretting that now? You think they're like, damn it, we should have took Mac Jones?
Well, the Panthers passed on Justin Fields and Mac Jones to sign Sam Darnold. Like they're in a much worse. Like imagine how angry you'd be if you saw how these guys are playing and Sam Darnold couldn't complete a pass to anybody for weeks in a row.
I thought Mac Jones was going to the Niners at 2.
Well,
the Niners didn't draft till number 3, but it could have happened.
I'm sorry. Yes, I thought the Niners were going. I thought the Niners were going to go Mac Jones.
See, my thing, this is why I was so angry with Mac Jones in the preseason. He didn't feel like the kind of quarterback you mortgage your entire future. You don't give up 3 picks for Mac Jones. But if you are a team that didn't give up anything or maybe gave up 1 pick, then that's fine. You could go and trust an Alabama quarterback and get him there or let him fall to you like Belichick did smartly. But to move 3 first-round picks for Mac Jones, I couldn't have it. You have to at least try.
Well, the only reason was Shanahan's are known for quarterbacks who stay in the pocket. They don't like the running quarterbacks. They had I know they picked RG3, but the Shanahans weren't for that. That was because Dan Snyder wanted RG3. That's why they picked Kirk Cousins 2 rounds later. Then they had like Matt Schwab, and then they had pocket passers. They don't like the running quarterbacks. That's why I thought Mac Jones, but
yeah, and they wanted Cousins over RG3 in that situation, but and I mean, without the injuries, who knows what would have happened? But the injuries are part of that game with any quarterback that's mobile. We're about to be without Kyler Murray for 2 weeks in a row, and in the preseason and everything. This is what I always say when everybody says Kyler Murray's a top 5 guy. You can't be a top 5 guy and only play 13 weeks a year or only have your full abilities for 13 weeks a year. That's not how the position works. You have to be there for your team all 17 weeks at that position. You can be a top edge rusher and play 15 games. You can be a top corner. You can be whatever. You can't be a top QB and miss games, or in certain games, your best ability, your mobility, you're immobile. That's not how this game works. So Kyler Murray, again, may be missing today.
Hey, so to go back onto this question, it's Hines, Tyler Johnson, Adrian Peterson, Elijah Mitchell. So pick your 2 again because he said he didn't hear it.
I'm sorry. Okay. So is Tyler Johnson the wide receiver for the Bucs?
Yeah. Bodo, this can't be right. You're saying which 2 running backs should I play? Tyler Johnson.
I'm thinking he's saying he's put Tyler and then he put Jets. Okay, so Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson. Okay. Mitchell and now the flyer on Peterson becomes more interesting. Who are the Titans playing again today?
I do not believe in Adrian.
The Titans are playing the Saints.
Then I'm less optimistic about that. The Saints' run defense is really good. Do you go with Hines against the Jaguars? Like maybe he gets garbage time, or maybe he gets enough in the passing game to be 10 points, 15 points.
Who the Jets
got? We're going Adrian Peterson for sure, right?
No, I'm avoiding AP.
I'm avoiding Adrian Peterson because he's not going to be involved in the passing game that much. And the Saints' rush defense is the best part of that team. You can fade the Saints, Joe. You cannot fade that front 4 of the Saints. They're good.
AP only
I use another 4-word instead of fade when I talk about the Saints.
AP had 10 carries last week. I know it was his first game back, but he's not going to jump to 20 carries, and he sucked in those 10 carries. So I'm avoiding Adrian Peterson. Mitchell is a sure thing for me, and I take my flair on Ty Johnson.
It's football. There's always a team that will pass on the next great quarterback. It doesn't mean crap. You never know. It's still a big mystery if Kyle even wanted Trey. Yeah, and it is. And that's what I was wondering that the other day. Like, maybe they really wanted Mac Jones, right? And then they put it out. It got out there, and people were like, "Oh, if they take Mac Jones, it's one of the worst things to do in history." Just like Tony was talking about, giving up all those picks for Mac Jones, and they're like, "You know what? We'll go with the safe pick that we won't get criticized with," and it's backfiring. That's what I thought about the other day too.
So this is the great thing about secrecy. You can then go back and say whatever you want. You can live in hindsight. We saw that with Mayock, your boy. As soon as things went south with the coach, what did he do? I wanted Justin Jefferson, and I wanted all these Pro Bowlers and All-Pro players on my team. Yeah. I didn't want the scrubs that this other guy made me take. When everything's done behind closed doors, you can then come out and say, this is what happened, and this is what it is. If Kyle Shanahan really had the final say, John Lynch will come out and push him in front of that bus when the time comes. We will find out the true answers to this, because nobody's going to take it on the chin if the Niners end up with another Solomon Thomas, but this time it sets back their franchise even further, which I don't believe. I think Trey Lance will be fine. He just needs a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Kyle, when you hear that beeping, get out of the way because the bus is backing up and it's going to run your ass over. Sounds like you're
or a
talking about
trolley
Christian
car or
McCaffrey.
whatever they push people in front of in San Francisco.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. This is why Christian McCaffrey was offered in trade, rumored to be offered in trades, because you can't build your team around somebody who's not going to be there around for 16 games, 17 games, right? That's why everybody's for trade. If you can't last the whole season, but you're great in spurts, I'll get whatever I can out of you in a trade. Sorry. Javonte Williams or Van Jefferson or McKissick. What's up, Monir?
Ooh. I love me some Van Jefferson, but I'm going to go with oh my. This is a good one. You know why? Because Javonte Williams is the best player here. I like Van Jefferson's upside. But J.D. McKissick is going to catch 7 balls today for 50 yards because I think Gibson's going to be completely out of this game, and it's going to be old McKissick. Who's Denver playing? Philly. Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Van Jefferson, and not just because he's on Monday Night Football, but I don't know that they will be able to deploy OBJ into this offense. And I think we're gonna see a lot of double teaming Cooper Kupp. I could actually see Higbee being a nice play. Oh, that's in the next question on Monday night, and Van Jefferson being nice plays on Monday Night Football.
I'm doing the sneaky. I'm going to play J.D. McKissick. I mean, it depends what your record is. Are you fighting for a spot? You could be more safe the other way, but I'd take a shot on J.D. McKissick. I'm sorry. That's a great question. All 3 of those guys, that was a very good one. I'm leaning towards J.D. McKissick. I'm against Tony saying Van Jefferson.
I'll go with Van Jefferson as well. I like Javonte, but
I love Van Jefferson. I love Van Jefferson, but I'm telling you, McKissick's going to catch 7 balls.
Yeah,
7 balls.
He's going to catch 7 balls today.
Are you handing the ball to me? Was I supposed to?
Yeah, I was, but you have to have a football in your hand to take it.
Oh, you're wrapping that? Throw it to me.
Yes, and in this situation here, I'm probably going Higbee because I don't trust Mason Rudolph. Like, after the injury to Robert Woods, I don't know what Rudolph's going to be in this game.
I just think the Rams have something to prove. They want to come out and they're going to put some points up, and they're going against that 49ers secondary that is amazing.
I'm going Freiermuth.
I can't do this no more. Huh?
I don't trust Higbee. I don't like. There's something about Higbee that I don't like, and I absolutely hate OBJ. But this a-hole is going to catch a slant, and he's going to dash for 60 yards. He's going to do his little dances. I'm going to fucking hate it, and he's going to outplay Higbee. I'm going Freiermuth because I don't trust Higbee, and OBJ is going to make me vomit in my throat at least 7 times on Monday night.
Prove it.
Okay, so I want to get quick clarification from Mike on this. Did not back the take, said that you can see a world in which he drags this team to 12 wins the AFC West, and narrative alone, they give him the MVP. There's a big difference in backing Joe's nonsense, and what I said for the situation.
Do you guys want to be famous?
Oh, I do. Just Melody 289. Tell me more.
Mike would be so pissed that I brought that comment on the screen right now. Why would you do that? Why would you bring that down? Mike, I don't think he plays this great in every location. Carolina might have got well still.
Mike, I can't read this much.
Mike, that's too much.
I get what you're saying. It's about Mac Jones, and he's talking about how with Josh McDaniels as the OC and a defense and just the system of New England is what props up Mac Jones. He's saying he doesn't necessarily think he would have played this well with Kyle Shanahan or in Carolina or any of these other places. And I get that point. I like it. It's a good one.
Do you think a GM would actually throw a coach under the bus?
If he's about to get fired, yeah, why not?
When it's between these two, your job or his job, oh hell yeah.
Washington does it every year.
Mike.
Also I'm sorry, before we leave Van Jefferson, I know Allen Robinson's having a horrible year, but just to give you an idea of what I think of Van Jefferson, I offered in the Warzone Network League Allen Robinson for Van Jefferson. And, I mean, he rejected it. I know Allen Robinson's doing jack shit, but a number one wide receiver for a guy with upside who just got OBJ on his team, that's how I think Van Jefferson is like a great sneaky pickup. Great sneaky pickup.
Big game for Bolden today. We just talked about it. We don't know which running back from the Patriots, but RC Renee is a big Patriots fan, so he's saying go Bolden.
I like Bolden today too because I think there's an opportunity for some real easy dump offs. But again, it's like it's just tough to trust. Like I just don't know what's going on.
Mike, you're not on the show. You're not on the show, Mike.
Play Ty Johnson.
Because this is why it's Carter's season. Mike just talked about it yesterday on our fantasy football speakeasy, and he talked about Michael Carter probably getting possibly 30 points the rest of the season for the Jets when they use him correctly. And then today he goes, Ty Johnson, that's my guy. That's why you're not on the show, Mike. That's why we kicked you off this morning.
Why don't I like OBJ? If he didn't have that one-handed catch for 8 years ago, he'd just be blended in. That's why. Because there's a ton of talent in the NFL, and that one-handed catch, and everybody's talking one-handed catch. He blamed Eli Manning for his inconsistency. Who Eli Manning is a dual MVP Super Bowl champion, and then he went over to Cleveland and blamed Baker Mayfield. There seems to be a trend, and I don't think it's the quarterbacks. Oh, Cleveland won without OBJ last week. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get out of here. I hate OBJ, dude. Worthless. Go on. Yeah. There it is, dude. How long? Look at that. Listen to me. That was an awesome catch. Awesome catch. Please put this camera on me. Please put this camera on me. Get it on. Awesome catch. I was watching that game. I was like, oh, whoa, great catch. You know who made that catch last week? Keelan Cole. Cole made a catch like that. Because you know why? He's a professional wide receiver who could catch a ball one-handed. Get him off. I hate OBJ. Get out of here, dude. I take DeAndre Hopkins with one leg and 3 fingers over OBJ.
So is it fair to say that OBJ is a number 2?
Just had a heart attack.
I'm going to get Scotty's back on this one. You can build a brand with talent and affect in the NFL. Like literally OBJ is mostly sort of attitude and mystique and hair dye and everything else and antics on the sideline and whatever else. He has put up some good runs as far as like NFL play is considered, right? But there's also something to be said about people who are consistent in their behavior and in whatever it is. Andre Johnson was a much better receiver, but everybody looks at OBJ as like he's this amazing player. He's never really been an amazing game-changing football player.
Terry McLaurin is better than OBJ, but the difference between them is Terry McLaurin's on a shitty team that he's not going, not playing until you trade me. Not playing until you trade me. Terry McLaurin's route running is incredible. His catching ability is incredible because everybody talks about the one-handed catches OBJ makes. Nobody shows where he drops all these balls. He drops a lot of balls. So, I mean, nobody shows that, though. But, you know, he talks a lot. He's a clown. He has that hair. You know, what if I told you that OBJ sucks? Dude, that literally looked exactly like me without the beard. That's my point. I'm done. I'm literally gonna have a stroke on the show, but that would get viewers though. That would get you talk about OBJ. I hate him. I hate
Tony was scared to open the message. Tony's scared.
I opened them, TDs. I don't know what you want me to do with them.
Rudolph, QB.
TD, I know TD said he got mad. I can't put comments of rival apps.
Oh, is that? I see. We can't. I can't share those. I could talk about them. We could go over your picks, but I can't. We're not going to put that on the screen.
We're sponsored by Prize Picks, so we can't mention anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not going to put. We don't. We're not going to put the competitor up there.
So Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Warzone. Match up to the first $100. There you go. Woo, woo, woo. Over unders. Rudolph, that sad quarterback, can throw 10-yard pass. If you ever saw him, you would say he blows. And all the other quarterbacks used to laugh and call him names like bench warmer.
Hang on. This deserves more justice. Rudolph,
I didn't know it was a song before I started reading
QB can never throw a 10-yard pass. And if you ever saw him, you would say he blows. All of the other quarterbacks used to laugh and call him names. They called him Mr. Benchwarmer, and now he plays in the XFL. There you go, Bodo. That's the respect that this comment deserved right there.
Well, we're trying to read it. I didn't see it until like halfway through. I'm like, oh, it's a song. My bad.
And then you got to reset. You got to reset and do it again. We probably got some people fired up about in the OBJ rants. Don't care.
Keep going. Come on, bring it on. Bring on the OBJ. I will keep going. What has he done in the last 3 years?
Mike Zimmer saves his job today, Mike. Mike Carter with Mike White, 32 points. Ty Johnson in that same game, 18 points.
Wait, why does Mike Zimmer save his job today? Mike?
No, Mike says that he loses his job. I say he saves his job.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the comment.
Wait. Hold on a second. You can't take this as a Giant fan. He ruined your team. The Giants were Super Bowl champions. Then OBJ came to the team, and you guys started going like this. You're not seeing this. You're not seeing this. Let's go on a yacht because I'm a partier, and we're going to get a bunch of women on here because teammates love me. Boom! And before I forget, I was going to say this. This is kind of a sad show because we talked about the Packers without Aaron Rodgers are going to be completely a disaster. And we're talking about Mason Rudolph, and now we're going to see Big Ben. It's just like a generation leaving, and it makes me sad. Rodgers and Big Ben leaving. Sorry, my ADD just fucking clearly went out of control right there.
Felke is just trying to get us to give some love to CeeDee Lamb in this situation. I would take CeeDee over him too. There it is.
Yeah, his teammates love him, don't they? Yeah, look at the work boots on a boat. Work boots on a boat. Who does that?
Those aren't even
get their record. Their record's like 20 and 50 something since they took that picture.
Yeah, why hate on OBJ? The Giant fans should hate him.
But Giants fans were asking for OBJ back. They wanted him back.
I have a Giant fan, Larry. He comes on the show every now and then. Larry, goes, I can't. He talks like this. I can't believe these Giant fans want OBJ back. The guy's a clown. I said, yes, you're finally listening. You're listening. Yeah, you need another clown on the team. That's what the Giants need, OBJ. Yeah, that'll fix it.
Thank you, Bradley. Thank you, Bradley. I didn't really have time to tune up the pipes, but, I did my best.
Thanks, Bradley. Thank you.
Well, you want to hit it again one more time, Tony?
No, I think the world was all here for it.
There might be somebody from like American Idol or one of those shows watching, and it could be your big break right now, Tony. All because Bradley Winter and the $10.
Well, maybe Mason Rudolph has the game of his life, and then we clip that out and we time it to highlights of Mason Rudolph just torching the Lions today. I'm sure we can find something. Mike has a fancy new app that he likes. We can team that. We can
CD. We're going CD, Lamb. Also,
Okay.
Eli wasn't good. He could barely.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Giant fans. You guys were pushing out your 2-time Super Bowl MVP out of the. We want Eli out of here. Get him out of here.
OBJ ruined Victor Cruz.
OBJ ruined Victor Cruz. Dude,
Victor Cruz was one of my favorites.
wow.
I started to bang up Zeke on one of my leagues. Gives up points for return yards. Do I start Pollard with them or Darrell Williams as he's expected to work close with Core lurking? So he gets points for return yards, and that's what Pollard does: return yard points, right?
Oh yeah, he does.
Tony Pollard is a great start this week. I don't care which league you're in. I think he's a great start this week.
Yes, I would.
And especially if you can get the return yards to go with it.
Oh yeah,
light him up.
I agree, 100%. That's
a bad take, Tony.
OBJ 14-15-3. Yeah, with Eli Manning, that Giant fans are bashing. Yeah, he had 3 years with Eli Manning with that, and then Giant fans are bashing Eli Manning, not OBJ. No, let's protect OBJ, not the guy who won us Super Bowls, and bash Eli Manning. That's ridiculous. I'm begging for Eli Manning.
Okay.
Felke, yes. Play CD Lamb. Yes, your Dallas Cowboys are the best.
Those are really great fantasy numbers that did nothing for the Giants. Playoff time, whatever it is.
And let's be realistic. Wasn't that like 6 years ago? That's off the top of my head. No, it wasn't OBJ. God damn.
It wasn't OBJ's fault. They weren't good.
So what's the problem with
That's
the
what I said
Cleveland
about Randy Moss,
situation where the team is clearly better without him?
Yes, thank you, Tony. Yeah, check, please.
What?
I did it. That's my point. Cleveland did it last week. Cleveland. He left. Cleveland won.
Peoples-Jones went off in his spot. In the spot that OBJ is supposed to be playing, Peoples-Jones went crazy.
Yes.
There has to be something in a team game. It can't just be one individual's talent that you put above everything else. It has to be what's best for the team to get wins.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
My head.
Bola saying, I live near Chicago. Thank God they're not forcing me to watch the Bears. My choices are Atlanta, Dallas, or New England and the Browns. Both games could be epic or both games could be horrible. I'm hoping Atlanta pulls it off. I know Scotty has them, but I told you, Scotty, that I'm in a Survivor League where there's only 4 of us left. 3 of us took Baltimore, and 1 person took Dallas. So if I'm hoping that I want to.
All right, absolutely, stay alive.
But but Atlanta could go both ways. Atlanta can show up and get blown out, or they can show up and be competitive.
I'm in a Survivor pool with 13,000 people. There's 1,100 left. We're just hanging on. So we need Dallas. We need Dallas.
So you're good. Then you're going to lose anyway, so it's all right.
So Bodo, that's really opposite ends of the spectrum as far as football games, right? Because the New England Browns game feels defensive, low scoring, like making the smart decision, punting a lot. And the Dallas and Atlanta game feels like 65 points, like fun turf shootout right there.
That doesn't sound weird.
It's not as weird as it sounds.
It's not a weird question. Let me
Rodgers.
Green Bay, Seattle, or where's Indy playing?
Wentz has thrown for 2 touchdowns a game since he's been back from injury, right?
Yeah, he's playing good, but I'm still starting Aaron Rodgers against Seattle.
Rodgers! That's how you got to say it. You got to say it like that.
I love Aaron Rodgers, but that's not a stupid question. Wentz is playing well.
Yeah. Because Wentz right now, you would start him over a ton of people, but now you're like, okay, now you're getting to the top where it's like, okay, because you drafted Aaron Rodgers here, but you probably got Wentz down here in the draft, and now it's finally like, oh, they're about even. But who's the Colts playing? Jaguars?
Yeah.
I don't know. So you guys are both on Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's very hard for me to sit Aaron Rodgers.
The one time you can come out and bash Aaron Rodgers, Tony, you don't do it.
It's.
So you got to admit, Eli Manning is horrible regular season quarterback. Just shines during 2 Super Bowls. That's what I admit.
That's the argument too. Is he a Hall of Famer? He had a 117 record. You know,
if they put Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame, they're gonna put Eli Manning.
Yes, and I think they're both Hall of Famers. Yeah, just go over
we did go over your picks, right? We went over them. The 2 Survivor picks that you had, we went over them.
TDs, we love you. I don't know how much more I could. I'm going to get divorced over this. My wife's going to yell at me, but we love you.
We get yelled at for talking about TDs on our show all the time.
Yeah, we love
TDs.
Here's TD's over undercard that he put in today. Russell Wilson over 20.5 rush yards.
I'm sorry. I was watching another OBJ. This OBJ thing is
Russell
really
Wilson over 20.5.
Yep, Russell Wilson over 20.5 versus Green Bay.
No, I'm not taking
first game back. Who's running for them? Is it
so Alex Collins? Chris Carson is still out for another week with the neck injury. TDs, I like this over, this 20.5. Michael Carter over 41.5 rush yards against Buffalo today.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Tough.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I would take it too. It feels low, but I don't know. It's a very tough one there. Dearness Johnson over 78.5 against New England. He's the only healthy running back besides Brian Hill, who was just promoted from the local Walmart greeter spot. I'm going to go over there. Michael Pittman Jr. over 67.5 receiving yards against Jacksonville.
Easy.
That's right. Just pump that one up right there. CMC over 43.5 receiving yards against Arizona. PJ Walker is going to be dumping off the ball into CMC's lap all game.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll bet that.
So you like everything that TDs did today? You think he did?
No, Michael Carter. I'm the only one here in this group. Michael Carter over 41 yards rushing versus Buffalo scares me. Yeah. And there's one other one. I like Pittman.
I don't like the Russell Wilson one. The Russell Wilson one got to me.
That one it's his first game back. That's tough. He's gonna play smart.
I'm gonna say the Michael Carter one is the only one that makes me nervous. He does have a second card, but we have a comment from Bodo on the screen. I just wanted to say thank you guys. You guys make those hours leading up to the games interesting, and instead of watching these god-awful geriatric pregame shows. And this segment was brought to you by Extends and Jimmy Johnson. Does anybody remember those Jimmy Johnson Extends commercials that were like super uncomfortable where he's talking about getting a boner? And when he's like, it's very, very weird.
Do we know Bodo's name? I'd rather, with him so generous, I want to talk to him by his name.
I don't think Bodo's ever said what his name is. He did say that he was 57 the other day.
I'm going to guess.
From Chicago, and he's a Steelers fan. Or he lives in Chicago.
I'm gonna take a guess. I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to guess his real name is Rick.
No, all right, Rick? Here, we're going to go with guessing of what his name is. No, we all guess what his name is. Bodo. I'm gonna say his name's Robert, but they call him Bob.
Oh, I like where you went with that one.
His name's Robert, but they call him Bobby.
He's a Steelers fan. His name has to be like Mike, Jim, Tom, or John. Like it's got to be one of those. It just feels like it's going to be one of those.
We're going to pick 5 names each. Well, he's 57, so his name's not Liam Jackson or.
Yes, we can rule out Spencer, Asher.
It's going to be. I say it's Robert. They call him Bobby.
Rick, Robert, aka Bobby.
If I had to pick one, I'm going with John. It's a common name. It feels very Steelers. Like, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with John.
All right, Bodo. So whenever you want to put out your real name, let us know, and we'll see.
Or you let us know one of us got it right.
Love to all. I'm behind the stream, and have people calling me all morning, and I have been arguing with my brother because he is on the Odell Jack strap.
TDs. When Odell retires, I'll be that annoying guy on my rocking chair on the porch telling my grandchildren, Odell Beckham sucks. Like, who the fuck is that?
Okay.
He's not a Hall of Famer because he was too busy being a clown.
Okay, but we always talk about that one catch. But that one catch changed every receiver in the NFL, right? Every receiver then wanted to show off that they could make that catch. So Odell made that catch first. Now everybody is copying Odell, which makes him a generational talent.
Randy Moss made some catches before Odell Beckham. That was ridiculous. Calvin Johnson did the same thing. Like, you can't say it. That same year, I watched DeAndre Hopkins. No one talked about it because he played for Houston. He caught a one-handed catch. It was called back because it was a pass interference or something in between three defenders against the Giants. I mean, you can get the picture on Google. It was insane. But nobody talks about that because it was on primetime game. He's from New York. And again, that catch was 6 years ago.
I'm about to sound like an old get off my lawn person right now, but social media and all of the different outlets have ruined just the fundamentals of any sport, whether it's basketball or football or whatever. We have pre-game highlights of guys going up and catching one-handed balls. Like, they're practicing catching balls out of the air. They're not really practicing it. They're trying to get some amazing catch that will go viral, that will bring more to enhance their brand off the field. And it's smart. It's a good business move. But it's not really what you want to do. Like, a lot of times when I see guys try to make a one-handed catch, you could get your second hand up there and make a better catch. I see way too many guys these days making body catches that bounce off their chest. That's a lot of OBJ's drops. He's trying to catch them in his body. They're bouncing off his chest plate or whatever it is. If you caught balls old school, Chris Carter away from the body, right? Michael Irvin away from the body, over the middle, plays like that. Like, everybody wants to get their Sports Center highlight, their trending moment on Twitter or TikTok or whatever new app is going crazy. That is the problem.
And I want to back you up, Tony. Yeah, I want to back you up even more, Tony. What the Joe? Jesus Christ. No, back then, safeties were allowed to hit blindsided, like Ronnie Lott, Stephon Atwater, and wide receivers were still catching the ball correctly. They were focused on, give me the ball, I'm going to catch it with both hands. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Tim Brown, Herman Moore, Chris Carter. These guys were catching the ball. Art Monk. Like, these guys were just, give me the ball, I'm going to fucking catch it. I'm not going to do no fancy finesse bullshit. I'm just going to catch the ball and try to run through people. These guys know they're not going to get hit by the safeties because it's a penalty, and they're still, like, trying these fake things, and these kids are trying to imitate them, and it's just hurting it.
Let's go to this question real quick, and then I'll go back to Bodo. Bodo told us his name, so don't look, but he did. So
I don't know where it is, but Mark Ingram.
James Robinson or Mark Ingram today?
Mark Ingram. Safe.
What's up, Jack? How you doing?
He's going to be running hard in the first half. He's going to become the Saints' all-time leading rusher today. He's going to pass Deuce McAllister, who is a very underrated back. Good for Mark Ingram. I'm happy for him. He's fun. Mark Ingram is going to have a great post-career at a microphone somewhere. It's the moment he retires, I bet ESPN tries to snatch him up and add him to their morning show. Or, yeah.
Yes, I agree with you, Tony. I love Mark Ingram. I like him.
I could even see, hang on real quick. I could see new shows, new platforms starting a morning show based around him and making him.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right, Tony. And don't say it yet, Joe. Did one of us get it right?
No.
Fuck.
Oh.
His name's Mark. His name's Mark, for Christ's sakes. Damn it.
Philip.
I don't live in Chicago.
So,
Damn it! Truck driver, I meant call Bodo since I was there.
his name is David.
My son's name is Bodo Winter. My real name is David.
Damn it!
Damn it, David! Change it to Robert.
Is your middle
least
name?
lied
Is
for
your
one of us.
middle name John Bodo? Did I get the middle name? David
Is your
John
brother
Bodo?
named Robert? Do you have a brother? Anyone in your family named Robert? They call him Bobby.
You're trying to be
I'm
like one of those old
sensing-
psychic shows where you're like,
Yeah.
I see an R. I see an R
Yeah,
somewhere.
No, there's no R in my name, but maybe somebody you know with an
Yeah.
R.
Oh my second cousin's grandma was named Roberta.
Thank you
Oh,
so
yeah.
much.
A USC game with John David Booty at quarterback. There's both of the names right there.
Oh man.
Bodo, we
you.
appreciate you. And yeah, you're in Chicago. What are you driving that? What's the turnpike that goes all the way from like Ohio to Florida or whatever it is?
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of love from people named Winter in our chat. Bodo and Bradley Winter.
Bodo and Brad. Yeah. Yes, Winter. Well,
Yeah, and if things don't go good with Matthew Stafford, guess what? He's a free agent at the end of the season.
Yes. He's Odell's so great. He's gonna play for 5 teams in his career. Cortland Sutton, Jacoby Myers. You mean Jacoby? Oh yeah, Jacoby Myers. I love Cortland Sutton. I love him.
I haven't looked at it, but I think Cortland's targets are down since Jerry Jeudy's back. I still love the talent, but I think unless the game is like really gets into shootout territory, Bridgewater feels really comfortable with Jeudy in the slot and shies away from like, because Diggs was on Cortland Sutton in that game last week, right? He went to Tim Patrick, had a big game last week.
Tim Patrick, yeah.
And now Fant is back. So I do love Cortland Sutton, the talent, the player. This is a tough one because Jacoby Myers, I don't know what you're getting. RC, how do we feel about Jacoby Myers? Is it Kendrick Bourne? Is it Hunter Henry? No Jonnu Smith. I feel like Hunter Henry's a great play at tight end this week. I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers gets a touchdown. Why not? Just say something stupid, and if it's right, then people will be like, remember you said that? I don't have to believe it, though. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I just like Sutton better, but Tony's right.
Yes, the Big Trust Show in the morning. Just imagine that guy coming in with the heat and the energy. You know, what's Barstool starts a Sunday morning show, like a Pat McAfee or whatever. Like they start a show, they give him his own brand. And there he is, talking football, talking fantasy, hosting with the lovely Kay Adams. Boom.
How come nobody ever says that about me? How come you don't say that about me, Tony? The lovely Joe Morley, huh? How come you don't say that about me?
I don't. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure. No, I won't go there.
Here we go. Because of No.
I'm going with the.
We don't really get a lot of defensive questions, so I like this. What are we doing?
I go Rams against Jimmy G and a hurt Elijah Mitchell. And you have him on Monday night.
Yeah, I do like the Monday night aspect. The Titans defense just been playing too good for me not to play him if I have them.
Like the Titans defense has they turn the corner like quick.
And who do they play this? The Titans play
the Saints.
Yeah.
The Saints.
They're playing Trevor Siemian, no Alvin Kamara. Who's going to go off today? Troutman and Harris?
Marquise Callaway.
So, I don't know. I would go Titans as well. I like the Rams, but I would go Titans. It's a division game. I don't want to be a part of any division game because you never know. The Rams and the Niners could do whatever they want.
All right. This is the point where I check out in the show because I have to look at my team, or we can end it with these.
Who's better, Rams or Cardinals?
Who's better, the Rams or the Cardinals?
Overall team.
Rams.
Because
of their defense.
Get your last second advice up, guys, because we're going to end the show pretty soon. So hurry up. As a Pats fan, I love Jacoby Myers this TD this week, so that man needs one. All right, Colby's calling for a Jacoby Myers TD. Let's get him one. My dad was conceited. He named me after himself, so nobody in my family is named John. Wait, maybe my grandfather was.
God damn it.
OBJ, Landry, or AJ Green? Who you guys starting this week?
OBJ. Fuck you. Don't end the show on this question. I don't end the show on this question.
I'm going to disagree with Scotty, and I'm going to say Jarvis Landry.
First time ever. Yes. Good. Disagree with me.
I'm going to go with Jarvis Landry in that one.
I'll go Jarvis Landry too.
Good.
I think this is going down a weird road. You guys are going to ask me my favorite pet's name, where I went to elementary school, my mother's maiden name, my social security number. Actually, Bodo, if you could just send us a copy of your debit card.
Yes, and is that TD Bank or Bank of America? It's safe to say it on here with your social.
Everything else will be fine with. I like Myers, but Henry has been the red zone target for Jones. That's right. Hunter Henry might not get the yards, but he gets touchdowns, man. It seems like he's doing it all the time. Bourne and Aguilar are play boom or bust. Yeah, of course they are. Joe, are you playing Retro Bowl? I am playing Retro Bowl. My son, Jake, is playing Retro Bowl. He just won the Super Bowl last night. He's all happy about it. So I am playing Retro Bowl. I'm just not that good at it. Myers will get you 8 to 10 points. Mike Williams or Lockett? This is coming from Gavin. I like Lockett this week. Russell Wilson's back.
Tyler Lockett. Wilson loves Lockett.
Is Mike Williams a must start anymore?
I thought he was going to be, dude. I thought this was his year. And then he's like, ha, Scotty, no, you don't.
Mike Williams is not a must start, but today he's a great start. I'll say that.
So who you starting?
Today is a great matchup and a great start. At home against the Vikings, Rashad Breeland is the healthiest of what they have left at cornerback. I think it's a very nice week for Mike Williams. I'm sitting here looking at James Robinson in my lineup. I just realized in my flex, I also have McNichols. So I could put Ramondre Stevenson in for either one of them.
And on the last question, it was Mike Williams or Tyler Lockett. There you go. Tony was the one who said Russell Wilson will have over 20 fantasy points. And for that to happen, who has to have a good game?
Lockett. Okay. So we're
going to lock it in with Lockett.
Yeah.
All right. Gavin, Mike, we've disagreed on 4 of them. We need to go back and see who's.
You go with Taysom Hill today, playing them?
My plan was to pick up Taysom Hill in a league where I just haven't had a quarterback all year in this one league.
So is it worth like any kind of starting?
Who?
In a fantasy league, are you starting just to get a little bit of points, or don't play him?
I wouldn't play him yet. And I mean, if there's a situation where you can like play him at wide receiver too, like I mean wide receiver also. I don't want to be confusing to people. Then yeah, you could do that.
And then looks like it's going to be our last question of the day. Adrian. Oh no, there's 2 questions. Sorry, Adrian Peterson or Devin Singletary.
Hey, Big D, go Devin Singletary. Adrian Peterson's finished.
Yeah. Give your lineup that D.
AP had 10 carries last week. He didn't look good on any of them. Singletary's going to touch the ball the same amount of time, and if you're catching the ball out of the backfield, better chance for more yardage. So I'd go Singletary. And Darren's not playing me this week, so good luck.
We didn't get to see the super sticker. That sucks.
Thank you very much for the $5.
Thank you. Thank you, RC.
Renee, we're hoping the Patriots win today, blow them out. Let's go, Patriots. Mac Jones go to first place. So we'll get your $5 airtime right here. First place, New England Patriots after today.
This is a great. How's Mahomes doing this week?
You can't listen, dude. My wife keeps going. I'm benching Mahomes this week. I'm going to bench Mahomes. I said, you can never bench Mahomes. Mahomes is one of those players where, like, if he sucks 6 games in a row, you still have to start him because the guy could light up for 50 points out of nowhere. He
Can't
is
be worse than
frustrating.
Lamar Jackson.
He's frustrating, but you can never bench Patrick Mahomes. Seriously, guys.
You don't bench Mahomes. You don't bench Mahomes.
No, you can't.
Because at the moment that you bench him, he'll throw for 5 touchdowns.
Yes, and if he's hurt, you play Mahomes. I'd play him if he's not playing.
Gavin, yes, Chase McLaughlin is worth the kicking valid option. Yes, I would. If you need a kicker, it's something to look at. James Conner, James Robinson, or Mike Williams. That would have been nice if it was like James. So we're just going to change Mike Williams to James Williams. James Conner, James Robinson, or James Williams. Which one?
James Conner.
Conner's a beast, huh?
Dude, James Conner's making a name for himself, basically saying, Edmonds, no, congratulations, bro. I just stole your job. You can sit on the bench the rest of the year.
Thanks, Bodo. Thank you very much, Bodo, for everything you do.
I think you gotta ride Connor till the wheels fall off in that situation.
Thank you, David. Good luck driving. Be safe.
See, RC's with us on that one.
Nathan and Connor.
Nathan said pick 2.
Nathan and Connor, sorry.
So pick 2 out of Connor, Robinson, and Mike Williams.
I'm going Mike Williams and Connor. Like, how can you play James Robinson? He's got a heel injury. He's a foot injury. He's a running back.
And then
that's right.
As soon as I turn on the red zone, I'm going to see James Robinson, touchdown.
Exact. Every week.
Every week it's like that, huh? Duff. What's up, Duff Chadwell? I like that name, Duff Chadwell. Hello, my name is Duff Chadwell, and I'm here.
That's not a real name.
That's a real name if I've ever seen a real name.
Guy loves The Simpsons.
Duff,
I always lean towards the running back.
We were talking about Darrell Henderson yesterday, and if the Robert Woods injury is going to help or hurt Darrell Henderson. What do you think, Scotty?
Honestly, though, it came at a right time because Robert Woods hurt, OBJ slips in. So they basically have the same offense.
See, it's his real name.
Family name. Holy shit. That's awesome. He's definitely a big Duff. Are you a big dude? Duff, do you look like Joe? You look like Joey. Duff, if you have a name Duff or Rocco, you look like Joe. That's what happens. Like if the baby pops out, they're like, oh, it's Duff or Rocco. This kid's gonna be 6'4" monster, and he's gonna be a security guard.
All right. He said he is a big guy. That's right.
Yeah,
big guys.
I know it. I'm a midget. I need you to be my security guard, Duff.
Tony, they thought you died for a second. What happened to you?
I thought Tony died from AIDS.
I'm trying to not take James Robinson out of my lineup for Ramondre Stevenson. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
My lineup's so weak in the Warzone network, I'm playing Dwayne Haskins, hoping Rudolph sucks so bad Haskins gets at least the second half.
But that league makes sense. The one league I'm thinking about taking James Robinson out, it's the only league that I have like a lot of wins and high points in.
Hey Renee, I saw your little puppy. Now thanks a lot because now my kids want a new puppy. So thank you. So my kids want. I want a puppy. Are you gonna take care of it? No. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Omar's asking all these old times because I guess he's asking Tony because Tony's old. Tony, who was better? Because you watch both of these guys play in their prime, Jim Brown or Frank Gore.
Omar does like these things. Jim Brown is better than both of the last two that he asked.
Tony played high school football with Jim Brown.
All right, guys. Tony, don't play Stevenson.
Oh, but I want to. Okay, I'm leaving James Robinson in my lineup. Fine.
All right. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate Bodo. We appreciate Bradley Winter for the donations and Renee RC Productions. Check out RC Productions. He does all the beats for us on the Warzone Sports Network. You guys need to go check him out. Any last advice, guys, before we take off?
Don't tinker with your lineups.
No, and Odell Beckham is not a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
And I'll tell you this: Chargers suck.